All right, so the New York Times is officially on an AI crackdown, huh? Apparently suing an algorithm wasn't on my 2024 bingo card.
Well, not the algorithm itself, but, Perplexity AI, the company behind it, they're in some legally hot water right now for allegedly using the Times' content without, well, permission.
Okay, so Perplexity, for those who haven't encountered it yet,
Mm.
it's like that friend who always has the answer, right? Like you ask a question, and boom, they've got this neatly summarized response with links to back it up. But the Times is saying, hold on, where are you getting all this info?
And, this isn't just about one news organization versus one AI company. I mean, this case could set a major precedent for how copyright law applies to, well, this whole new wave of AI that's synthesizing information from the web.
Yeah, it's almost ironic, right? Like Perplexity boasts about delivering factual content, yet they're being accused of essentially plagiarizing to do it. And it gets even like more complicated when you think about how AI actually learns and processes information.
Exactly. Like Perplexity claims they're simply, indexing publicly available information, much like Google does. But the question then becomes, where does indexing end and copyright infringement begin? Especially when AI is generating responses based on that data.
It's like the Wild West out here. Nobody's quite sure what the rules are yet. And for publishers, I mean, they're already grappling with, a rapidly changing media landscape. And this AI disruption is just adding fuel to the fire.
Absolutely. This case could have ripple effects throughout like the entire publishing industry, potentially influencing how news and information are, accessed, shared, and monetized in the age of AI.
And speaking of companies trying to get ahead of that AI curve, Anthropic, which is a major player in the AI development world, just released a new responsible scaling policy, right?
Right.
And they're basically saying we're building some powerful stuff here, so we better have some guardrails in place.
It is, refreshing to see a company addressing these ethical concerns head on, right? Their approach focuses on setting capability thresholds, which are essentially benchmarks that determine how advanced an AI model can become before certain safety measures kick in.
So it's like, okay, this AI can now write a symphony, but can it also like launch a rocket? Maybe let's hold off on that upgrade until we're sure it won't declare war on Jupiter or something.
Well, maybe not that dramatic, but you've hit on a key point. Like, Anthropic's policy uses the example of an AI capable of designing new proteins, right? This has like huge potential for medical breakthroughs, but it could also be misused to create dangerous, bioweapons.
Okay, so that's where those safeguards come in, right?
Yeah.
What are they actually doing to prevent these AI capabilities from being used for, harm?
They're emphasizing, rigorous testing procedures, getting external expert input, and they want to increase the transparency about their development process. Essentially, they're trying to build trust by showing their work, not just promising that everything will be okay.
Transparency is key, especially with all the anxiety around AI being this black box where nobody knows how these decisions are being made.
And it's not just talk. They're putting their money where their mouth is by creating a dedicated, responsible scaling officer position to oversee these efforts.
It's like having a dedicated AI ethics watchdog, right? Someone whose sole job is to make sure things don't go all Terminator on us.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But it's certainly a step in the right direction. And speaking of steps, Amazon is taking a giant leap forward in a completely different direction, the world of advertising.
Amazon going all in on AI and advertising, huh?
Ah,
Well, that
yeah.
makes sense. I mean, they already seem to know what I want to buy before I do so. Like, imagine them using AI to create ads so personalized, they practically read my mind.
And it's not just, personalization. It's Amazon is rolling out a whole suite of AI-powered advertising tools that are designed to like make ad creation faster, easier, and, well, much more effective.
Okay, like what? Give me the rundown.
So think like AI Creative Studio. You upload a basic product photo and boom, watch as the AI transforms it into this glossy lifestyle image worthy of like, I don't know, a magazine spread or something.
Oh, okay, that's pretty slick. But hold on. Isn't that kind of, I don't know, misleading? I mean, I've definitely been suckered in by a picture of like a perfectly plated salad or something, only to realize the reality looked more like something my cat coughed up.
Yeah, no, that's a valid concern. As AI generated content becomes, more sophisticated, it's blurring the lines between reality and, well, this carefully curated marketing fantasy, right?
It's like that saying, if you can't believe your eyes, can you believe the algorithm?
Exactly. And, we as consumers need to become more discerning, like more critical of the content we're consuming online.
And Amazon isn't stopping with just pretty pictures, right? They've got AI generating audio and video ads. even ones that adapt in real time based on audience engagement. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's a level of ad targeting and personalization we haven't seen before. And it raises some, well, important questions about data privacy and, that potential for manipulation.
It's like that saying, with great AI comes great responsibility.
Indeed. And that responsibility doesn't just fall on the companies developing these technologies, but also on us as users, to be aware of the potential impact.
Okay, so we've got AI potentially reshaping copyright law, pushing the boundaries of, ethics and development, and now turbocharging the advertising industry. What's next? Global domination.
Well, you're not far off.
Yeah.
The race for AI dominance is heating up on the international stage, and the U.S. is making some pretty bold moves.
The U.S. is considering putting export restrictions on those super powerful AI chips. They're treating them like the new nuclear weapon or something.
In a way, they are. I mean, those advanced chips are essential for, training and running the most sophisticated AI models. And, well, the U.S. currently dominates the market for those chips. And they're concerned about other countries, especially China, using them to fuel their own AI ambitions.
Right, so it's like a high-tech arms race. But instead of stockpiling nukes, they're hoarding microchips.
And just like with any arms race, there are, significant risks. Restricting access to these chips could stifle global AI innovation. And, it could escalate geopolitical tensions.
So it's a delicate balancing act, huh? The U.S. wants to maintain its technological edge while also trying to prevent the development of AI that could be used for, malicious purposes in the wrong hands.
And it's not just a theoretical threat. We've already talked about the potential for AI to be used in developing things like, autonomous weapons systems or even more potent bioweapons. I mean, the stakes are incredibly high here.
It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie, except this is real life and there's no rewind button.
And in this movie, the decisions that we make today, well, they're going to have far-reaching consequences for, the future of humanity. We need to be having these, thoughtful, nuanced conversations about the ethical implications of these technologies before it's too late.
Okay, so things are getting pretty intense here. AI lawsuits, ethical dilemmas, global power plays. It's a lot to process.
It is. But it's vital that we, engage with these issues, however complex they may be.
It's kind of wild when you think about it. Like, we started this deep dive talking about algorithms, ripping off newspaper articles, and now we're talking about, AI arms races and the fate of humanity. This technology is really making us confront some, big existential questions, huh?
It is. And that's, part of what makes it so fascinating, right? I mean, AI isn't just this abstract, tech thing. It's forcing us to really re-examine what it means to be human in a world where machines can do more and more of the things that we thought were, uniquely ours.
It's like AI is holding up a mirror to humanity in a way.
Yeah.
We're teaching these machines to think, but maybe they're also teaching us to think differently about ourselves.
Exactly. And that, self-reflection is so critical as we navigate this whole, new landscape, right? Because the truth is, the future of AI, well, it isn't some predetermined thing, It's being shaped right now by the choices that we make, the conversations we have, the actions we take.
Okay, so what can we do? If we want to make sure that AI is a force for good in the world, where do we even begin?
Well, awareness is a really powerful first step, and you're doing it right now. Digging into these issues, learning about the technology, asking, the tough questions. The more informed we all are, the better equipped we'll be to make responsible decisions.
Right. Knowledge is power, but it's
Yeah.
not just about, understanding the tech itself, right? It's about understanding our own values and how those values should, guide AI development.
Absolutely. If we want AI that's, ethical, fair, and just, we need to be really intentional about building those principles into these systems, from the ground up.
And that requires, a global conversation. You know what I mean? It can't just be up to these tech geniuses or the politicians to figure this out in a vacuum. We all have a stake in this future.
I completely agree. We need diverse voices, diverse perspectives at the table. I mean, we need artists, educators, philosophers, everyday people. The impact of AI will be felt by everyone. So, everyone deserves a say in how it's developed, right?
It's a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
But hey, humanity has tackled some pretty big challenges before. Maybe facing this AI frontier will help us realize, we're all in this together, right?
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder of our, shared humanity. And perhaps that's a good place to leave this conversation for now.